Oh, Mario, I thought we went over this last week. I'm sleeping here. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you got a facelift. You- Oh, sorry, Mario, I didn't see that you got a facelift. A robot? Would you stop talking like an idiot? You sound like a Red Sox fan. If that's a robot, then I'm a monkey's uncle. Oh, wait, I am a monkey's uncle. Just the other day, my brother Vinny, he adopts a monkey, right? He goes down to the New York Zoo, and he's walking around looking at the lions and the tigers and the bears. Oh, and he says, "Hey, buddy, can I take home one of those monkeys there? I think it'd be funny to throw that monkey's butt at my roommate's face while he's sipping on a couple of O'Douls. You know, my roommate's an alcoholic, but he's making a good go of it. He has a very stressful job. He works down at the docks. He moves boxes, and he smokes cigarettes all day. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I gotta make him unwind somehow. You know, he's real trying. He's trying. I just want to show him a good time. You know. So how about I take this monkey off your hands? You know, how hard can it be? You give him some ham. You give him some lettuce. Oh, you throw that between a couple hoagies, you got yourself a New York sandwich. And, a couple of those, you'd probably be okay for a bit, right? What else can a monkey eat? We're practically the same DNA. We're basically the same creatures. You know, so my brother says to the zookeeper, he says, "How about I take it home?" And the zookeeper says, "Hey, buddy, stuff it." And I'm like, my brother was like, no. Hey, listen, buddy, why don't you back off? Me and my Mario friend, we gotta, Hey, buddy, why don't you back off? Me and my friend Mario, we got a history, man. You know, we've been through a lot of stuff together. We marched all across the Mushroom Kingdom, you know, on foot. You know, there's been a lot of video games in the Super Mario canon. There's been Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario, Hey, buddy, why don't you back off? Me and my pal Mario here, we got a lot of history together. You know, there's been a lot of Mario games in the Super Mario canon, and we've been all over. You know, we're best friends. We ride or die together. We was growing up on the streets in New York, you know, just right down here, just past Broadway, you know, in the corner of 46th and 67th. And you know, when the garbage strike in the 70s was at its peak, you know, we used to go around hunting used furniture that people would throw out of the windows from their apartments. A lot of them were broken because they'd go down about 30 stories or so. But, you know, every once in a while, you'd find a dresser with a couple of the little drawers in there still intact. So we'd take it over to the Goodwill and stand outside and hawk our wares. Sometimes we'd get a couple of dollars or maybe a few quarters for our efforts. And then we'd go down to the whatever the pier is that's in New York, and then we'd get a couple of lemon ices, and we'd sit on the beach. And you know, it does get pretty hot in New York. People forget that. So we had to lather up sunscreen or else our noses would get all burned and start peeling the next day. And we'd sit there licking on our lemon ices, looking out at the waves and all the ugly people that have all the hair on their bodies, and it's like an epidemic, these people. Why don't you put on a shirt, for crying out loud? Come on. I don't flaunt my body when you don't want to see it. What is this, the zoo? Oh, that reminds me, just the other day my brother was at the zoo, and he walked up to the zookeeper and he said, "Hey, buddy, can I take home that monkey? I'm a monkey's uncle. I'm a monkey's uncle." High life. What are you talking about there, huh? Come on, Clanky man. What is this? What are you talking about here, man? Come on. What Clanky man? What is this? Robert Downey Jr. in that robot suit of his? You know, that reminds me, I went down to the local Cineplex at the corner of 28th and 33rd the other day, and there was that latest Marvel movie coming out, you know? Those big movies that all those people go to see. You know, there was a line out down the sidewalk, and I saw people talking about this and that. What a bunch of nerds. Come on! These are a bunch of superheroes. You know, when I was growing up, people used to read comic books and they'd get punched in the face on the street. We used to make fun of people for reading them funny books. We used to tip them over upside down, shake all the lunch money out of their pockets, and then we'd take the coins, right? And then we'd go down to the pool, the local YMCA, and then we'd get a couple of the sodas from the soda machine, right? A couple of pops. That's what we call it in New York. We call sodas pops. And we would get a few of the cans, and then we'd sit in front by the pool, because it gets real hot in New York, real hot in New York. And then we'd sip on the Coca-Cola cans, and then, you know, after that, Spider-Man, there was Spider-Man movies and the Marvel movies and Iron Man and Spider-Man, you know. Spider-Man's from New York. You know, if you put me in a Spider-Man suit, you know, I'd probably do a lot better if you gave me some spider powers and I could climb up some windows, and I could climb on the buildings, and I could shoot some webs, you know, and I was super strong, you know. I bet you take any one person from New York, you pick out a random person in the crowd, and they probably do just as good a job, because you know what? We people in New York, we're all good people. We stick together, we band together. I think 9/11 showed that. I think we did a really good job. I think we really